Welcome back to the Sun and Moon Tarot. Today we will find what is good and what is hidden. I hope you're well and staying blessed, enjoying life wherever you are. This is a Taurus season read for my fire signs. If you have Leo, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius highly aspected, this read is likely for you. Sorry, the cats and the dogs are a bit loud. I have them with me. I hope that doesn't bother you. If the noise bothers you, I'm sorry. You're going to have to get another reader. Just is what it is. I'm going to be using the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. You will have 3 rows. The first row will be your recent past. Second row will be your current energy. The third row will be your future. Bottom of the deck holds the overall energy for your read. We'll grab 2 clarifying cards for the end of your read. And fire signs. You'll want to check out whatever's highly aspected for you for my channel. So if you have whatever your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs are, those reads are likely going to resonate for you. If none of them resonate, then go ahead and check out another reader. It's all good. Don't worry about it. But if you don't find it entertaining, then it would be wise to check out another reader. All right, my dears. Let's get into your read, my beautiful fire signs. Two of Pentacles, King of Cups, Knight of Wands. Okay, that would be your recent past. Again, these reads are semi-timeless, so if, like, let's say the current row resonates with you, like in the past, then the next row would be your current energy, if that makes sense. If it's too much, leave it alone. That's all good. 7 of Wands. Ace of Pentacles. The Hangman. Okay, fire signs. The 5 of Wands. The the High Priestess. Nice. Oops. Well, that's weird. I'm going to grab one card, but the other card in front of it tried to show itself. We'll see if it comes out for clarification. So, my beautiful fire signs at the bottom of the deck. You've got the Ace of Cups. That's the overall energy for your read. It's you for the Taurus season, but it's also you for whenever this is kind of resonating for you. The Ace of Water, Ace of Cups, is new feelings, spirituality, intuition, and inner knowing and learning of some sort of how your intuition and your spirituality work for you in this realm. Beautiful energy. You've got the 2 of Pentacles, the King of Cups, the Knight of Wands, Nibbler says hi. The 7 of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, the Hangman, the 5 of Wands, the High Priestess, and the 6 of Cups for your overall energy. This is insane, I feel like, because you've got a double 2. I already know one person that I'm thinking of for this read. Okay, I'll drop that. Sorry, fire signs. You know, I'm an air sign. I'm all over the place sometimes with my logic. It is what it is. Go with the breeze, right? Go with the flow. Now, fire signs. The 2 of Pentacles is Earth. You got all elements here. Oh, you don't have air. You've got water, fire, earth, and spirit here. If that matters to you. The 2 of Pentacles is your first card for your recent past. Balancing decisions, priorities, and adaptations. The King of Cups is emotional control, balance between heart and head. The Knight of Wands is action, adventure, and fearlessness. This is going to really, for most of you, be very clearly adapting based on like your intuition and like learning how to balance your emotional needs, and you're kind of like excited about it, right? with the Knight of Wands and being very passionate about it, because you recognize how this benefits you if you adapt and start to really just focus on what flows, right? Go with what flows. If you don't want to deal with resistance, like that's universal law. So it feels like you're kind of like playing with that, fire signs, for this season. The Seven of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, the Hangman. The Seven of Wands is perseverance, mounting a defense, and maintaining control. The Ace of Pentacles is opportunity, prosperity, new venture. The Hangman. It's interesting because that card came out my last read. The Hangman is sacrifice, suspension, release, and martyrdom. But it's different because of how they fall, of course. Now, it's important here, fire signs, that you do have two aces in your read. It's two gifts from the universe or spirit, however you take it. And I feel like there's something to do here with being, again, building on this, right? And this first lesson of adapting and making decisions to really be in a heart over head place and being really excited about it, because you're trying to have emotional control. And with that, you're taking like some sort of a stand, if you will, when it comes to like opportunity with wealth. And it might seem like a sacrifice, but it should pay off for you. Now, there's some sort of conflict here with that, right? With you having to take some sort of a stand, with there being grit, right? Like even in the workplace, it can sometimes feel like you are having to fight others one way or another, even if it's psychologically, to kind of gain an opportunity, or or even just to not be martyred when things happen in some way, shape, or form. So you might have done that. Or I'm also getting this for some of you that like someone else could have like had to sacrifice because they like if there was some sort of a faulty something or a mess up, then like you were the one that tried to go fix it or did fix something. Interesting. So building on that though, trusting your intuition and being very clear about what's best for you emotionally, but also in terms of money, what's best for you, and not martyring yourself, but being very prepared to take on opportunities in a way that isn't like it's sacrifice, but it's not like being trapped. Fair enough. I hope that makes sense. The Five of Wands, the High Priestess, and the Six of Cups, right? So the Five of Wands is competition, conflict, reality. The High Priestess is inner voice, intuition, divine truth, wisdom, and unconscious. The Six of Cups is familiarity, memories, healing, restoration. So this could go a couple ways, fire signs. But that with this Five of Wands, like in the reality of when this sets, let's use the term, in the timeline during which this takes place, there will be like conflict that arises that ends up inevitably creating healing for you because of this path you've taken on of like, I'm trying to focus on my intuition, and because of that, I'm starting to get divine truths pushed into my face by the universe, and like what changes to make and how, and putting up stands where I should. Not that fire signs ever have that issue, but if you're just trying to work in this energy of like positivity, not toxic positivity, just in general being positive, if you can go with the flow and trying as best you can to just know that like God or the universe or whatever you believe in has your back, and therefore this is inevitably taking you on the path that serves you best, right? Even if it's not necessarily what you wanted. And sometimes during the human experience, a lot of us have to have our ego broken until you have to have your ego broken until you can recognize that it is the ego, right? And the ego is consistently tied to your linear environment. So whoever you are at that exact moment is what your ego is experiencing. So in the future and the past, it's going to always be different. So the ego is not something that you can rely on if you're trying to take on a spiritual human journey, right? And you've come to this with the High Priestess and the Ace of Cups here. You're really recognizing I need to do the shadow work and start to trust my intuition and form these really positive understandings, because they'll carry me in times of conflict, and they'll create major healing for me if I follow those kind of learned gut feelings and learned lessons. Does that make sense? They're going to be different for everyone. We are all meant to be different and have different experiences. So, for you fire signs, this is going to be different for all three of groups and for every individual, because this is a general read. So as you take on this journey, you just want to be very mindful that you are co-creating, that the ego doesn't control you, and that sometimes conflict in your current reality is creating chaos so you can see clearly. I know it sounds fucked up, but sometimes when chaos is ever present, you just have to recognize what is toxic, what is the issue. Does that make sense? And you're learning, it would seem, for many of you, these different issues and these different dimensions of your life, and how to trust your intuition. And it's creating a lot of healing for you. That's what I'm getting, fire signs. I feel like I've said that 3 different ways. Boom, bow, holy moly. So not only did you did get the Temperance card, which tried to come out with this card, but I'm specific on my general reads. It's not like a personal read where I'm praying for you and information for you. And so I'm pulling in, I'm going to pull out, I'm going to be asking questions while I'm reading for you, and I'm going to get random cards that pop out what I'm going to take, because they answer questions. Whereas on a general read, I am looking for a layout, because it's a general read and I don't have that much time. Sorry guys. Anyway, so I'm really enjoying this. You have 2 major arcanas for your clarifying card. Sagittarius here with the Temperance card, and the Star being Aquarius. I don't know why that matters, but apparently it does. The Star and the Temperance cards are really beautiful cards, and I just cannot stress enough how much I dig that they came out together. I'm going to pull them out because if you don't read, you're not going to know why I'm going on and on. Do you see how these cards not only represent the ether, spirit, whatever you believe in terms of spirit, right? The top of your pantheon, or if you're monotheistic, your God, whatever you believe in. This is an angel, an archangel, and he is pouring between 2 cups of literal spiritual nurture. Okay, that's what this represents. Him pouring between 2 paths and deciding where to kind of create in a really positive manner. If you notice, these characters are both standing on landscapes. They both have these signature moves here with the water, and there are bursts of power and all of these symbolisms, right? Even here with this angel. So there's a lot there, but we're not going to get that far into it today. But okay, so here with the Aquarius card, she's the water bearer, right? Not only just the symbolism of the astrology, but she's literally taking from a pool of water to nurture this landscape so she can build on it. She wishes to see something grow. So she's not just like throwing her heart on her sleeve and out there she's literally focused on what's best. And when these two are paired, that's insane. I feel like that's a real big deal. So for all you that care about it anyway. The star is hope, faith, rejuvenation. It's rebuilding. The Temperance's card is middle path, patience, finding meaning. So, like, these characters are both representative of people alchemically moving energy, or of something moving energy, if that makes sense, of a presence. So there are like way too many. If this was a personal read, I would go into so many fractal things about like different like weird movie plots with this, different weird like I don't do that big of general reads. If you want a personal, I will do that, but you got a book. You can do that at the email below. If this resonated with you, please like, share, subscribe. For the end of your read, y'all, these are big cards to have together. And you being just very much focused on universal balance and understanding how, like, where you put energy, how it flows, and what benefits you. Because again, that I don't want to be out here with my heart on my sleeve, meaning like you aren't going to go outside and water a garden bed every single day that doesn't have anything to grow in it. So like, are you going to, this is going to be taken as really mean. Are you going to keep dumping into a cup that's like got a hole in the bottom of it, and like every time you dump into it, like another hole appears, and then like another problem? All right, I'm not trying to be mean, but like you all know those people where it's like no matter how much you do, or those situations, no matter how much you put into it, it's just not it's not like working. It's not gonna work. And you are very focused in this read on how to trust your intuition so that you are following the middle path. You're following the flow of how the energy of the universe is working, so that you're not just kind of like dumping into like the symbolism of an empty cup. Yeah? Does that make sense, y'all? Love you. See you in the next read. Hope you enjoyed the content.